What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon Masters EX video. My name is Charlie, and today we're going to check out LISIA and Altaria's moveset, sync grid, teams that you might want to build them with, because you do have quite a few options here, as a matter of fact. She's not only going to be a great Dragon-type strike unit, a tech unit, but also a fairy type, a very powerful fairy type striker, even though she's considered a tech unit. So let's get into it. Alright, so this is LISIA and Altaria. We are going to check out the Mega form as well. But see, it's a Dragon type, weak to Ice, tech unit. Oh, it's a male, my bad. Here are the stats as Altaria. HP is at 615, attacks at 304, defense is 189, special attacks at 340. It's not bad for just out of the gate special attack. Special defense is 226, speed's at 232, and bulk's at 638, but whatever about that. Alright, here's the move set. We've got Twister, which has a small chance of making the target flinch against all opponents, so you have an AoE flinch move. That's really cool. You can put her on a team with Signasuit Leaf and Serena and have AoE flinch, AoE sleep, and AoE poison. I mean, that'll be really fun to try. That'll be really fun to try. Just creating teams of AoE attackers is going to be really cool. So that'll be really fun. Let's check out Defog. And it's a 2-gauge move, by the way. Defog is also a 2-gauge move. You have 2 uses. It's a flying type move. But all it does is it clears the entire field of terrain effects. Clears all field effects from the opponent's field of play and lowers the target's evasiveness. So that's really important if you want to, if they have like Rain Dance or Electric Terrain or something like that. Bianca and Musharana are going to have a Psychic Terrain move, so you'll be able to depower your opponents with this, and lowering their evasiveness is really helpful too. Spotlight Please. Do yourself. This is a the trainer move. Makes opponents target the user for a short time, drastically raises the user's defense, and raises the user's special attack. So raising your own special attack's nice, but I mean, she's not exactly what I would call like a defensive unit. I mean, her special defense is 12th in the game, so that's really good. But yeah, I mean, you really want to use her more as a strike or a tech unit more than a tank, like having them target her. But I guess if you have, a healer with her, like Swanna or something like that, you could, take some hits for the time being and then heal her. But I mean, I would only do it with opponents that have special attacks and not physical attacks, because her special attack, if we scroll back up here, her special attack is, or special defense rather, is the 12th best in the game as just regular Altaria. We'll check it when we reach to the Mega form, Mega Evolution. But yeah, it's not too bad, I guess. It's not too bad. Especially when we get into the crazy stats of Mega Altaria. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. Altaria? Altaria. That sounds right. And Moonblast, of course, the fairy type special move. Does 98 to 117 power, depending on how powered up it is. 100% accuracy against a single opponent, 3-gauge move. Has a moderate chance of lowering the target's special attack, so it's really good. And we will get into the sync move and passive skills in a minute, because they haven't updated Game Press, but I do have them from the video released on the official Pokemon Masters EX Twitter, and so we'll be able to check them out there. This is Mega Altaria. Again, Dragon, Ice, Tech. So yeah, its special defense goes up to the 3rd best in the game, so I guess at that point you could use her as a tank, I'm not gonna lie. But the special attack goes up to 408, which makes her the 5th best special attacker in the game. It's really, really good. And yeah, it's really, really good. It's really, really good. And so one of his moves, I guess LISIA's moves, changes. Dragon Pulse replaces Twister. Does 100 or 120 power, depending on how powered up it is. 100% accuracy against a single opponent and it's 3 gauge cost. And it's just straight up, this is it. We're just hammering them. So that's really good. At this point, I would probably use Spotlight, please. So my recommendation would be to not use Spotlight, please, until you Mega Evolve. So after you do your sync move, then do some Spotlight pleases, get those out of the way, make your opponents target you, drastically raise your physical defense, and raise your special attack as much as you can. Yeah, it's pretty good. Some teams to build. I said earlier it'd be really fun to do Sigma Suit Leaf and Serena. But obviously you want like actual... I mean, Sigma Suit Leaf is a healer, but not everybody has her. So, Swanna, clearly really, really good. But there is... her sync grid has Snow Shelter and Sand Shelter, so you can build a sand team around her. You can build snow teams around her. Like, it's really good. She's very versatile. And you know, she is a very powerful fairy type striker. I'm not sure where she ranks among the other fairy types. I don't know if Clefairy is better as far as striker damage goes. I'll have to research that a little bit more. But yeah, not too bad. And a lucky skill. I mean, Critical Strike 2 would be really good. Vigilance would also be really good. Because of that whole, you know, makes the opponents target the user for a short time. I would probably go, if you wanted to use her more as a striker, I would just do Critical Strike 2. Clearly, that would be the best one. Alright, so we'll go ahead and check out... first, here we go. So this is the sync move. Miracle Idol Draco Meteor. 192 power against single opponent. Become Mega Altaria until the end of the battle. This move's power increases if there are no field effects, which, you know, it's what the other move comes into play. I forget the name of it, I'm sorry. Squirrel brain. No field effects on the opponent's field of play, and also no effects on the entire field of play, so on your side either. And including weather or terrain effects, so that's not too bad. And we'll check out the passive skills. Dragon Pulse, of course. Passive skills, Revenge Boost 9, charges the user's move gauge by 1 when the user is hit by an attack move. So that's really nice. Okay. Sorry, I keep forgetting to turn off the notifications. So that's really good. That helps out with the Spotlight, please. HP trade-off 5. The less HP the user has remaining, the more it powers up moves. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting. It makes you want to throw in, like, some strategy when it comes to maybe do I heal them right off the bat? Do I wait? It depends. Good last stand unit, by the way. Pressure Cooker 1, once per battle, has a small chance of reducing the user's sync move countdown by 1 when in a pinch. So that is not too bad either. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, we'll go ahead and check out the sync move, the sync grids. Alright, so this is the 1 out of 5 build. We did a Moonblast version here. You could also do your Dragon Pulse, but you do leave 2 energy remaining there. We do have Snow Shelter and Sand Shelter at 1 out of 5, so it's really good. So you can do those other team builds right off the bat, which is really helpful. Defog, MP Refresh 3, Dragon Pulse, Move Gauge, Refresh, Twister, Move Gauge, Refresh, and, you know, Speed, Power-Ups, 2 special attacks, +5, so that's not too bad. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on, because there's not really much there with the 1 out of 5. With 2 out of 5, you can actually do some interesting things. With it, we do have Natural Remedy now. So once per battle removes all status conditions from the user when the user is inflicted by any status condition. So that's really, really good. Again, we see this on like Blastoise. Not too bad. Harry 3. Keep doing that. When the target is flinching, powers up moves when the target is flinching, which is what Twister does. And we have Defog Clear View 1, which lowers the evasiveness of the current targeted opponent when defog is successful. Again, not too bad. You know, lowering their evasiveness really helps. And it'll also become more helpful later on in the 3 out of 5 builds. We do have Moonblast, Move Gauge Refresh, and Moonblast on a roll, which raises the chance of lowering stat values with the additional effects it moves. So again, not too bad. Here is a Twister sort of build. We do have both Sand Shelter and Snow Shelter. It's just to get us to the speed +5s and the defense +10 there. But if you didn't want to focus on defense, you could take those 4 energy and put them towards like... Because with this build, you don't want to Mega Evolve. You're using it as a tech unit of doing an AoE flinch. So what you could do... I would probably do this, actually. I would take away the speed +5s and go to Defog MP Refresh. Yeah, that would help out. Alright, we'll go ahead and check out the next one. This one is the Dragon Pulse build. This one you want to try to, you know, sync move as quickly as possible to Mega Evolve. We do have the Defog MP Refresh 3, the Defog Clear View 1, powering up Dragon Pulse as much as we can, and have the Dragon Pulse Move Gauge Refresh 3. And again, we have Snow Shelter, Sand Shelter. Depending on how you wanted to build out the team, you can change that up however you want. Again, these are just, you know, suggestions for you guys. You can take these as templates and build out, mess with them as much as you want. Now we're getting into the 3 out of 5 builds. This one, again, is another Twister build. But this one's going to do a lot more damage because we have Wide Open. The more the target's evasiveness has been lowered, the more it powers up moves. Which, you know, is what Defog Clear View 1 really helps out with. And we have Twister Aggravation 1, which raises the chance of inflicting flinching, confused, or trapped condition with the additional effects of moves. Which goes hand in hand with Harry 3, which powers up moves when the target is flinching. So, there you go. Like this, the grid is actually really well designed. Well thought out. This one is a Dragon Pulse build. We're using Wide Open instead of Harry 3 because Twister obviously gets replaced by Dragon Pulse. So, you know, the more the target's evasiveness has been lowered, the more it powers up moves. Combine that with Defog Clear View 1 and the Defog MP Refresh. And then we get Dragon Pulse Move Gauge Refresh and the Dragon Pulse power-ups. So yeah, doing as much damage with Dragon Pulse as we possibly can there. This one is a Moonblast build. I know we only have one Moonblast +3 there. But we're doing this in a sort of funny way. So we're doing the Wide Open, the Harry 3. We unfortunately couldn't get the Twister Aggravation 1 because we wanted to get Moonblast. But if you really wanted to do more damage, because this one just increases the lowering stat values with the additional effects of moves, so Moonblast has a higher chance of lowering the special attack of your opponent. We could actually get rid of that and go to Twister, which increases the amount of flinching. But with this one, you don't want to do a sync move because you're investing more into Twister as you're making flinch happen, and then you're just pounding them with Moonblast essentially. For this one, I would probably have like move gauge booster like Rosa and Superior, because they also boost special attack for the team. So that would be really useful, and Skyline and Swanna, that would be a really, really strong team for this actually. And then last but not least, I know we didn't do any real defense builds, but I mean, you've got special defense up there, physical defense, another physical defense, special defense. You can really push the defense up, depending on how you want to build it out. But I'm more of an attacker base. It's my playstyle is more aggressive. So this is the Sync Grid build. Of course, we get the 2 Miracle Idol Draco Meteors, plus 25s. Harry 3, which connects down to Twister, Move Gauge Refresh, and then down here we get the Defog Clearview 1, Twister Aggravation 1 to the Sync move power up. And we also get Double Down 2, which powers up sync moves that are super effective. So this is obviously most effective against opponents that are weak to Dragon-type moves. Very useful against Lance in the Champion Stadium, while the Kanto Champion Stadium's around. Or if any of the future ones have, future Elite Fours have a Dragon user, this would be very useful. What team would I build this up on? I mean, it would be fun to do like a Dragon build, like a Dragon team. We just don't have that many supporting Dragon types. But I could see a way of using LISIA and Signasuit Cynthia together, because Komodo does AoE damage and it's a 4-gauge move. It's amazing. Such a good unit. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about LISIA and Altaria down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, so you never miss out on any of my daily Pokemon Masters EX content. Make sure you hit that little bell notification so you always get notified when I upload a new video. It's late. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Later.